Hey guys, so I figured since it's really nice out today that I would film outside and do my Q&A. I asked you guys, or I had you guys ask me questions on my Instagram, and in this video I'll be answering them. Let's see, let me get to... I took a bunch of screenshots so I could see them. Alright, so the first one that I will talk about is, do you think local fish stores should quarantine fish before selling them? This is from David's Fish Tanks. Yes, I think it's very important to quarantine fish, especially being an LFS. At our shop, we actually quarantine. Our saltwater system is actually completely medicated. And usually I don't feel comfortable selling the fish right when we get them, but we're in the process of getting an actual quarantine system in our back room so we can have them back there for 2 weeks, go through a full spectrum of medications before they're available for everyone. You just never know what the fish could have when they come in. Luckily our wholesalers are very awesome, and the fish always come in great health, but you never know, there could be something you don't see. So yes, I think it's very important to quarantine fish, especially in LFS. Yes. All right, this next one. What is your favorite fish that you have? See, I don't like to pick favorites, but they change all the time. Like right now, my sunspot brevis are breeding, and I have a bunch of babies in the tank, so they're kind of my favorite ones to look at the moment. But favorite, I'm trying to think personality-wise. My clown goby has a lot of personality. I really like him. His name is Peanut. My golden wonder killifish, I don't know, it changes, and then I try not to pick favorites because I have a lot. Do fish get thirsty? Is water wet? What's your favorite part about working at the fish store? Honestly, it's being able to educate all the customers I get in the shop. It's really nice to be able to help beginners in a way, I guess in a more in-depth way than I was taught when I would go to a local fish store. That's my goal, is I just always want to do better for my customers, because if their tank doesn't do well, I didn't do well. And it's a really fun hobby to enjoy, and making sure everyone gets the right start to their tank is so important. So I love when beginners come into our shop, because then I can help them get it right the first time, so they're not having to have a bad experience as their first one in this hobby. Is there any difference in the behavior of freshwater and saltwater fish? Yes and no. Because it's a little different, because with freshwater you've got different lakes, rivers, rifts, you've got different lakes, rivers, that all these fish come from. So there's fish that are in separate, it's hard to explain. So you've got community fish, you've got your aggressive, semi-aggressive. It's the same in saltwater. You have your fish that get along with everything, your fish, maybe, and then your aggressive fish, like you have lionfish and triggers and certain triggers. The only difference is you can Like, clownfish are pretty aggressive. They can be. The females can be very aggressive. But you can still put them in a tank with, like, firefish gobies and stuff like that. Because they're not going to beat them up. They usually beat the hand up that goes in the tank when you're trying to clean. I feel that one on a spiritual level. But... So I wouldn't say it's a little different because you can kind of mix them together still, but it's different. I don't know. Am I making sense? Probably not. What's your dream fish? I really want a ribbon eel. That is probably one of my favorite fish, at least saltwater wise. They're so cool, but I don't have the tank for it yet. But I will. Hopefully soon. Where do you think you will be in 5 years? Hopefully I'll still be doing what I'm doing right now, and you guys enjoy my content enough to where I can do this full time. That's definitely a goal, and I'm hoping I can achieve it. So if you're enjoying, make sure you like and subscribe. Help my future. What's one thing you do in the reefing hobby that not many agree with you on? Do I want to be a little controversial right now? I guess there's a couple. No. What do I do that not a lot of people agree on? Oh, I don't drip acclimate my fish or my coral. I do a temperature acclimation, float the bag, and drop them in, and I haven't had any problems yet. So let's hope I didn't just jinx that. But yeah, I don't drip acclimate anything. To me, it's like I'll do a temperature acclimation, and the sooner I can get them in the tank, not stressed out in a bag or a bucket, the better. But yeah, I don't drip acclimate. Ever. Who's next? How do you dip your corals? So I've got a few different dips. Revive has been my favorite at the moment, and trust me, always dip your corals. Coming from someone who never did until recently. Let's say I had an entire designer zoanthid tank. Thousands of dollars in that tank. I didn't dip one coral. I lost everything. And that tank is still recovering. I'm still not putting anything new in there. I'm letting everything kind of cycle through. But I got the brown fungus. I forget the technical name for it. But it completely took over my tank. And there was nothing I could do. I went through Furin 2, boxes of it. I did peroxide dips. I did everything. And didn't help. So always dip your coral. I use Revive. I really like it. Are zebra eels reef safe? So I'm guessing this is because I posted on Instagram the zebra eel we got at the shop, and it's in my last video. You should watch it. Okay, so no, when it comes to shrimp, they'll eat your shrimp, maybe crabs and stuff like that, but they are the less aggressive of the eels. Yeah, but they're not gonna mess with your coral, but they might mess with inverts. But we don't really have any. We don't have any hermit crabs. We have a harlequin shrimp, which it's a 200-gallon tank. He's still in there so far. But yeah, kind of. Well, technically no, but not when it comes to coral. They're not gonna mess with coral, and they're not gonna eat your small fish. Will you be doing a fish of the week, salt and fresh? I can. That's something I've actually thought about. I just wasn't sure if people would enjoy it. But since you asked, maybe I'll start doing that, and we'll see how everyone else thinks of it. or what everyone else thinks of it. What would your dream tank and setup be? 1,000-gallon reef tank. Just like, I can picture it just full of coral. You can't even see the rock anymore. Tons of beautiful fish, and it's pretty much like that would be my dream tank. In wall, preferably. Maintenance on it would probably be a pain, but let's see. What were some of your embarrassing mistakes in the hobby? Do you still make mistakes? Embarrassing mistakes. I put a African clawed frog that was this big in my community tank. And I slowly noticed fish were disappearing. And I was like, no, he's not eating them. Oh, he was eating them. He ate a lot of them. And then I finally took him out. He actually went to Finatic, another YouTuber. He comes into my shop all the time, and I was like, hey man, I know you've got some clawed frogs right now. You want this one? He keeps eating my fish. And so Finatic actually took him off of my hands, which was really nice of him. And yes, I still make mistakes. There's so much to learn in this hobby. It's honestly like someone could be in it for 30 years. You're still learning because it's always like there's new technology, there's new things coming out. So yeah, I still make mistakes. Someone asked, what's my dream build? I guess go back to 1,000-gallon reef tank. I guess they might want more specific on like equipment and stuff, but all of the best stuff pretty much. Like I want it fully, like I want the whole Neptune Trident system, like all of that, to where I don't have to worry about dosing because I have nano tanks, so I don't have an automatic doser because I don't want to spend the money on that for a nano. So I have to go in there and dose a few times a week, and it's kind of tedious. It's worth it because my corals are still alive, but getting an automatic dosing system would be so nice. And let's see, do we have more? Is dosing necessary for a nano tank that only has a couple LPS and couple SPS? I would say yes, but don't just dose. Always make sure you check the parameters, check your alkalinity, magnesium, calcium before you dose. But at some point it will run low when they start growing and they start absorbing more of the nutrients that you're putting in the tank. So yes, at some point, I would check, since you don't have much now, maybe once a week check to make sure, because the thing is you want to stay on top of those parameters and keep them stable, because once they're unstable, it's a pain to get that perfect stability again. I'm still fighting it in one of my tanks. Like I said, I make mistakes. I got lazy and my alkalinity is super low in one of my tanks right now, and it's my nano, so it's been fun. But yes, at some point you will need a dose because they're gonna grow. Just make sure you're checking at least once a week, check to see what they're all at, and then once they start getting once it's right at that border where it's like, oh, it's fine, I would start dosing a little bit and just make sure it stays in that good range. You don't ever want it to get super low or even a little low, because then it's going to be a constant battle trying to fight everything to stay stable. And I think that's it. I really appreciate you guys asking questions for this video. I was supposed to start posting twice a week, but life has been a little crazy. Planning future trips to go visit certain shops, which will be coming soon. Maybe try to take a guess on which shop I'll be visiting. But yeah, no, the shop's been crazy. We've been so busy, which is super awesome. I love that. I love being busy all day at the shop because that means I'm getting to talk to more people and learn things from you guys. I learn things from you guys. I don't know all. You know, when you get to talk to everyone in the hobby, there's always a different opinion, and it's awesome because you get to learn new things every day in this hobby. It's insane, and I love every bit of it. Yeah, I appreciate you guys asking the questions. I'm definitely going to try to start posting twice a week. Soon, probably won't be next week. I will at least be doing once a week videos, and look at me making an outro again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Turn the post notifications on if you want to watch my videos right when they come out. That would be super cool. Until the next one, thanks guys.